You never know truly how to perform until your back is against the wall and all of the pressure reaches your brain and you don't know how you're going to make money because you've got bills to pay and you've got rent to pay and you've been putting off all of this kind of work hoping that things would correct themselves in the future. But now the future's come and you don't know how you're going to eat. Over the past 6 months, I've been making 10 to 15k a month with my sales agency. And this month I was due like another 15k. My monthly expenses are towards 10k a month. I've just moved into this nice apartment in the city. And this month I've made like 2k or 3k. And I've got this trip booked next month to go for Umrah with my parent, well, taking my mum and my sister. I've retired my mum, so I'm paying her monthly wage. I'm paying rent. I've got all of these expenses now, and I've made next to no money this month. Next to no money. And I've just sat in my bed just now, and I looked at my bank balance, and then I thought about all these expenses coming up, and I've got 11 days to make rent, and all of this stuff. I was like, oh my God, I am fucked. Like, wow. And this is the first time I've ever felt this kind of pressure. I felt when I was running my sales agency over the past year, I stayed at home, I lived with my parents, so I just had to look after my expenses. Like, I had to look after a bit of food, but food was on the table, I had a roof over my head. And now this is adult shit. I'm 24, man. This stuff's real now. And this, I feel like short of breath a little bit, and my mind's racing, and my body feels like very electric. And to be honest, I feel very alive. I feel like this is the urgency that I've been seeking. This is the pressure I needed to get me to the next level. I've always performed the best when my back's been against the wall, but I've never felt it like this before. I've never felt like, oh my God, I need to go and do this, otherwise I'm so screwed, because I've always had that cushion. And just getting it onto this camera makes it feel a little bit better. I'm thinking out loud, but one of the biggest things that I asked for when I moved into this apartment, I asked Allah to give me the pressure I need to become a millionaire, to really scale my business to 20k a month, 50k a month, 100k a month. And now it's happening. Because when we ask Allah for things, when we ask God for things, He doesn't just give it to us. Like, it's in the form of massive trials. It's in the form of pressure. He's going to test you with poverty. He's going to test you with fear. He's going to test you with everything in the book to see if your faith in Him is actually true. To see if you can take that leap, just like the prophets did when Prophet Yunus jumped into the belly of the whale, or Noah had to go sail on the ark, or Moses had to split the sea. My circumstance is nothing compared to that. But it's that same test of blind faith. Can we put our trust in Allah when we don't know anything about the outcome? If we don't know if we're about to be financially ruined, if we don't know if we're about to be destroyed, this is where we find out who we are. In this moment right now, when everything's so uncertain, when you can't breathe because of the stress and the anxiety sat in your belly, and like, I can't even open my eyes really right now. It's like, it feels so overwhelming. But I know that the only thing that's going to get me through this is relentless action. Like, everyone can talk about this stuff. Like, you need to put yourself through pain. You need to put yourself through action. You need to test your limits as a man. But until those circumstances are created for yourself, you're never going to know what it's like. And these next few weeks are going to be some of the weeks that actually define me as a man. these next few weeks are going to be what defines my character, and it comes at the perfect time. I've just got in much better shape than I was in before. I've developed so much more discipline than before. I'm the most disciplined I've ever been in my life. I wake up every single morning at 4:30 a.m. I wake up and instantly pray to Allah, and then I do my morning routine. I get in a cold shower, I go to the gym, I pray Fajr at the mosque. I am the most locked in my relationship with Allah in terms of constantly reading the Quran. I'm constantly seeking his help. I'm constantly trying to seek his rewards, and I still sin and I repent for them, and I've never had this level of trust in him before. So now he's just testing my trust. He's testing if it's true. Because if I was to pack up now and go and take an easy option, rather than to succeed in my business, rather than to get on this camera and share my lessons with you, and rather than doubling down on the things I said I was going to do, if I just went and caved now and got a 9-to-5, or threw in the towel and went to move back in with my parents, what would that make me? What would that make me? That would make me a quitter. That would make me a loser. That would show that I'm not capable of all of the blessings that I'm asking for. That would make me a coward. A coward. How can I ask for all of these blessings and then throw the towel in when things get hard? There's people in such worse positions than me, and I'm here worrying about, I might not be able to pay rent. I told my parents I'm going to take them on this trip. There's people that don't have food, and I'm here in my nice apartment, in my nice car, worrying about these kind of circumstances. This is nothing. This is only going to shape me into someone that can actually provide more impact and value to the world. So when we have our back against the wall in these situations, all we need to do is take a breath and speak it out loud. Speak your problems out loud, because no one else is going to listen to you. And the more that you just bottle it up here, the less you're going to be able to do about it, because you've not given yourself that mental thinking process of, right, this is what I'm faced with. These are my options. This is how I'm going to deal with it. I know that as much as I develop myself and the more value I give to you guys, the more that's going to benefit me and the more that's going to benefit you. The more that I can get these deals and fulfillment sorted for my sales agency, the more I'm going to get paid. But now I'm just thinking about how I'm going to get it done in the short term. And this is such a blessing. This is such a blessing. I always ask for this like fast track growth, fast track success. And now that I've got 11 days to make rent, and I've got a month to pay for my parents' holiday, and all my bills and my car payments and payments for all the guys on the team, this stuff's real, bro. This is so real now. We're never ever going to exceed our level of self-development, and I'm so grateful that I am how I am now, that I'm faced with this trial. I'm so grateful that God didn't give me this trial when I wasn't ready. I'm so grateful that I'm even able to go and live another day despite this turmoil, because I'm going to go make something of myself now, and you guys can too. It doesn't matter what situation you're in. When your back's against the wall, that's when we perform. That's when we're faced with, I need to make this happen. Everyone you see online, they talk about this feeling of like, no, I need to make rent. Like, I need to get paid. I'm just thinking now of the Andrew Tate thing where he's like, I've got rent in 5 days. I have to roll the dice. I have to get a 6. No, you don't understand. I have to get a 6. I feel that now. I never had that before. I never had that feeling of, I have to get a 6, because I always had the comfort. So now that Allah stripped the comfort from me, He's giving me the pain I need to develop myself into the best man I can be. And I'm going to make it happen. I don't know how. I don't know what's going to happen. But I'm going to make it work. All of this stress that we go through, all of this pressure we go through, only shapes us into the man we're supposed to be. But if I didn't have the standards that I have now, I wouldn't have been able to make it happen. If I couldn't wake up at 4:30 on 5 hours sleep, not worrying about the amount of sleep that I've had, because 4:30 a.m. wake ups is my standard, I wouldn't have the discipline to make it through this challenge. If I didn't have the consistency in the gym to craft myself into the best body, to develop that confidence within myself, to develop the conviction to talk on this camera, I wouldn't have been able to handle this challenge. If I didn't have the discipline to go to and take time out of my day to give time to my creator, the only one that can help me in this situation, I wouldn't have been able to handle this challenge. So thank you Allah, thank you God, for giving me the strength to be able to harbour these difficulties that we're faced with. We're never ever going to exceed our standards. So you need to take a deep look at your standards right now. Could you handle this situation that I'm in right now, where I'm going to have to make like 5 figures this month just to live? Could you handle the challenge right now where you don't know where your next paycheck's coming from and you have to put your trust in God to get there? Could you handle the challenge right now of waking up every single morning before the world has even woken up at your set wake up time because you don't compromise on your standards? Is that something you could do right now? Ask yourself that, because if not, you're not putting your back against the wall, and you've not felt that pressure and you've not felt that struggle just now, and it's okay. You can succeed without it, but these challenges are going to come to us at some point or another. These challenges are going to arise in our life at some point or another, and it's going to be when we least expect it. So it's better to have it sooner rather than later. Because if I was to have this challenge now, where imagine I've got £1 million in bills I've got to pay. Imagine I've got so many more people dependent on me than just my parents. I'm so grateful for these blessings, man. So grateful for this lesson. I'm gonna make it happen, boys, and I know that you can too. Without the self-development, we're genuinely nothing. Without the self-development, we can't handle anything that life throws at us. Without putting the trust in our creator, we can't handle anything that life throws at us. And we're always given these lessons and blessings at the perfect divine timing. I'm on my way to my parents' house now. I'm not going to tell them anything that I'm going through. I've got this wedding to go to in 5 hours. I've got to sort my taxes tonight for the whole year. All of these bills are piling up right now. And for so long I've been a boy that didn't have to deal with these problems, and now God's shaping me into the man who has to deal with these problems. And in hindsight, I wouldn't have it any other way, but I still feel that sickness in my belly. And I just had to make the decision of like, am I gonna let this paralyze me, or am I gonna do something about it? Am I gonna take the action? I'm gonna do whatever it takes now to make this happen. And for you guys watching this too, just take the lessons for what I've learned. It's I'm not saying to go and be careful and save all your money away and be frugal, but build a man who can deal with these kind of problems. A man that can deal with these kind of problems can deal with anything, because he's built the standard for himself to get through any adversity, any issue. This is why men are made, and this is how I'm going to be made. I already thought I was on a good trajectory right now, but this is going to be the biggest growth of development in the next month. And I'm happy you boys are with me for the journey. If you guys want to see more of how I'm going to get through this, then check my Instagram, links in the bio. You'll see how I'm getting through this all on my stories every day. And we're in this battle together, bro. We're in this battle together. We'll never exceed our level of self-development. Keep pushing, boys.